Welcome back, everybody, to another video of Logic Lab, where I do puzzle solving one deduction at a time. Today I'm going to be trying Off-Balance Coloring by Pwinn, rhymes with Quinn. Rules are as follows. Normal irregular Sudoku rules apply. There are 9 regions of 9 cells each, but they are not 3 by 3 squares. So the digits 1 to 9 must go once each in every region, and these are the regions, which I will color. Color the region this yellow. This. Okay. Digits do not repeat. In cells of chess, knights move apart. Okay, that means, like, let's say this cell was a 4. That means that by knight's move, this cell, if it were to travel like a knight, it would reach this square. This cannot be a 4. Neither can this, or any of these squares. A cell separated by a white dot contain consecutive digits. So these are consecutive. Cells separated by a black dot, digits one is double the other. Not all possible dots are given. So those are the rules. The way to play is to click the link below. Now it's my turn. Let's do it. There's a lot of stuff happening in this middle 3 by 3 box, the only 3 by 3 square box in this entire grid. Now, I do know something about a black dot, a string of black dots in like that look like this. This string must contain a 2. If we think about the possibilities, right, you could have 1, 2, and 4. You could have 2, 4, 8. You can't use 3 and 6 because then you'd have to use 12 or 1.5, which are not valid digits in Sudoku. So this must contain a 2 and a 4. And actually, the middle cell has to be a 2 or a 4 because it either goes 1, 2, 4. It could go 2, 4, 8. It could go 4, 2, 1, something like that. Now, if we kind of think about where the 1 can go, we can think about this thing here, and we can also think about this. So first I'm going to draw my attention to this black crocky dot. Since we've already used a 2 and a 4 here, these obviously can't contain 2 and 4. So it can't contain a 1, because that would be 1, 2. So these have to be 3, 6. This being a 3, 6 tells us what this digit is, because remember, we can't make this a 2 and a 4, because the 2s and 4s live on this trio of black dotness. So I don't know if this is the way to break into the puzzle, but it's very, very clever. So this is a 6. Hopefully that's clear to everyone why we can't put a 3 there. This cell would be a 2 and a 4, but the 2 and the 4s go on this triple black dot. So this must be a 6, so that must be a 3. This now has to be a 5 or a 7. But if it's a 5, it goes down to a 4, be consecutive with the 5. But we can't have that because the 4 is up here. So it must be a 7, and this is 4, this is 7, 8, and 9. Now, we can think about where the 1 goes. This can't be a 1, obviously, because that would put a 2 here and a 2 there, which would repeat in the column. So we know that the 1 is definitely on here, which means if there's a 1 on here, it's a 1, 2, and a 4. So that's a 2. And these are a 1, 4 pair. Now this can't be a 1 because that would put a 2 here to be consecutive, which would mess this up. So this is the only way it can go around. This has to be a 5, and look at that. Look how nice that is. That completes the central box. So we're consecutive with the 5, with the 6, with the 7. This now is a 1 or a 3, and would you look at that? It's not a 3 by knight's move, remember. This cell sees the 3 by knight's move, so this is a 1. So now to go in this column is a 3, 9. So that's a really, really nice start. We can probably do some Sudoku. I could do something with this dot, maybe. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to do something with this black dot. So the black dot doesn't have many options. It could be a 1, 2, which it can't. Obviously, it could be a 2, 4. It could be a 3, 6, or a 4, 8. This cell cannot be a 1, a 2 by knight's move, or a 3 or a 6. So the only cell it can be is a 4 or an 8. Now, if it's an 8, it pushes a 4 here, which would mess up the puzzle by knight's move. So therefore, this must be a 4. And it's not 4, 8, because that would clash with this, so it's 4, 2. And now we can say this cell is either a 5 or a 6 because it's seeing everything else. We have to put 8 here. We also have to put 7 there. That is for sure. Now we need to put 6s too. Let me see something. Now, where does the 7 go in this column? Well, it's not here because it's in the same region. It's not here due to Sudoku and knight's move from this powerful 7 in the middle. So it's in one of 3 positions. But you have to be careful. It cannot go there because it would rule out 7 from this entire trio here by Sudoku and knight's move. So 7 in the column is in one of 2 positions, so kicking it out of here. So that means this could be 7, 8. It could also be 7, 6. Okay, that is good. We could maybe do something here. This dot could be a 3, 6. Well, since we can't use 1 and 2, right? Or an 8. So the only other option is making this 3, 6. This can't be a 6, so that is a 3. That is a 6. Thus knocking out 6 from here, so that's a 5. This is 6, 7, 8, but it's not 7, because we know there's 7 in one of those two. Okay, that's good. Let's see, and this column is restricted. We need a 4 and a 9. So this can't be a 4 due to the knight's move constraint with this 4. So that is a 4, and that is a 9. Notice something about the 2s. So by Sudoku, the 2s can't go in any of those, and by knight's move. So the 2 is definitely up here somewhere. And the 2 is also up there somewhere. Okay, 4s are kind of restricted. Or you can actually just look at this row. The way that the cages are laid out, the 4 in row 1, right, can't repeat in the red cage. Can't go here because it's already in this cage. So it must be here in the corner. So that is for sure a 4, which could do something here, which could do something there. What else can I do? Something with 8, so I can say 8's in one of those too by good old friend Sudoku. 3 is in one of 2 positions by Sudoku. Okay, this cell needs to go in row 1 somewhere. Okay, it can't go here. It could be a 5. It can't be a 3 or a 9 or a 6. So it's only a 5, a 7, or 8, which may not be such a useful deduction. But we will see. What else can I do? Can I do something with 2s, 1s, 7s? Okay, the 7 by Sudoku is in one of 2 positions. It takes out 7 from any of those squares. This can't be a 7. And this, wait a minute. So just by Sudoku now, none of these can't be 7s because it would rule out these by Sudoku and knight's move. This can't be a 7. That would put a 6 here or an 8, which would both fail. That can't be a 7. So definitely there is a 7 in just one of 2 positions. This cell, I mean, it's interesting because it's very, very restricting. It's in one of 2 positions. Oh, the 6. I should realize this. Where do we put the 6 in the bottom row? Well, it can't go there because it'd repeat in the region. It also can't go here and repeat in this yellow region. So the only place is down in the corner. which does something. It tells me this is now not a 7 because this cell can't be a 6 or an 8 to be consecutive. So that's a big, big win. So that's a 7 by knight's move, kicking out 7 from there. So this is a cell. So now 7's in one of two positions. Okay, it's forced in that brown region. If this is a 7, that's a 6 or an 8. It could be 7, 8. Now 7 in this box is in one of two positions there. So we have a little X-wing of 7s. So there are no 7s there. These 7s tell me there's a 7 in one of two positions, right? Because it can't go here by Sudoku, right? These 7s here is looking at these rows, so it can't go in any of those positions. And it can't go here, so it must be in one of two positions. Now, we look at this row. Ask yourself, where can you put the 7? Can't go there. It can't also go here now. Hopefully you're able to see that. Because if it went here, it would rule out 7s from there. This would rule out 7s from here. So the 7 is unable to go in any of those positions, so it must go there in that row. So that's very, very cool. So that's a 7. That means this is an 8. Okay. I can maybe look at where 8 can go in one of two positions in that blue region, which means, yeah, no, not really. I don't think that does that much. Yeah, I mean, it's restricted in this box. 7 is definitely in one of two positions. So we have a little X-wing there. Okay, so we need a 9. Okay, the 9 in this row is interesting, and I'm realizing that because this dot is tricky. If you put a 9 on the dot, you have to put an 8, which would mess this. So the 9 can't go there by knight's move, and can't belong on the dot, so the 9 has to go there, which by knight's move will give us the 3 and the 9 business. So that's very good. Now these cells are 4, 5, and 6. But again, you can't put the 4s there because of this 4. So now this is a 4. This is a 5, 6 pair. 5, 6. Do 9. Okay, this is kind of interesting. I mean, I'm looking at where does 8 go in this row. Well, it can't go here, obviously, or here, so it's in one of three positions, but it's not able to go there because it would rule out 8 from this entire box. So it's definitely in one of two positions, which kicks out 8 from here because then you can't put 8 in there. So that's really nice how that works. That's a 6. This becomes a 7, 8 pair. Now this is a 5. That is a 6. These two are 7, 8 pair. Make them a central pencil mark. Now this 6 is maybe doing something. Yes, it's telling us this cell is a 6 because the 6 needs to belong in dark green. The only place it can belong is right here. So this is a 7, which means that's a 7, that's an 8. So now that's a 7, that's an 8. Putting a 7 here. Nice. Okay, very good. Very good. The 4 needs to belong in this dark blue region, so it must belong there. Okay, now the 4 needs to go in the column, and it can't go here, or here, or here, or here by knight's move, so it is there. It's good. What else can we do? 3 in one of two positions. We need a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 9. This gray box needs a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 9. This can't be a 1, 2, or a 9, so it is a 3. Which which means this is a 3. It's good. This can't be, this needs a 1, a 2, and a 9. This cannot be a 1 or a 9, so it is a 2, which gives you a very interesting, like, 1, 9 pair here. Don't normally see these two being like a 1, 9 pair, but in this irregular setup, it's very possible. So now this cell is also 1, 9. Okay, in this box, we need a 1, which can't go there. So the 1 is definitely one of two positions. Taking away 1 from here, so it's 9, 1, 9. Now this 1 takes away this 1 by knight's move. So that's 1. These cells are a 2 and a 5. This is a 2 or a 5. If I just highlight the 5s, do I catch anything by knight's move? I don't think so. 8. The 8's in one of two positions. And 8's also in one of two positions there, so it's an X-wing. So this can never be 8, because in these two rows, you have two 8s. You have 1 8 here and 1 8 there. So this can never be an 8. So that means this is an 8. Okay, these cells, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, let's see. We need to put, okay, well, we need to put a 4 in this row. It can never go there, and it can't go in any of those. So it is there. Now this is a 3. This is now a 1 and a 2 pair. I might as well just do these. These are 1, 2, 5, and 9. 1, 2, 5, 9. Those two are not 9. So there is a 9 in one of two positions, clearly. Okay. Okay, 4. So the 4 in this yellow region can't go there or here, so the 4 is definitely there. This now is a 2 or a 5. Okay, we need to put a 1 there. Do we need to put... Okay, well, we need to put a 1 there. So now this can never be a 1 because it would rule out 1 from everything. We also... Huh. Okay, well, the 1, I should have realized this in this region. Okay, it can't go there and it can't go there, so it must go here. So that is a 1, that is a 2. Getting rid of 2's from there. Uh, okay, what else? This is out of nowhere, just a 1, 2, 5 triple, which means these cells are 3. Well, this can't be a 3. It's actually, this must be a 3. It's the only place in the row for the 3. So that's forced 3, 8, making this an 8. This now becomes a 2 and a 5. So these cells are a 3 and a 9. 3, 9, not resolving as of now. This is a 1 by Sudoku. This is a 5, a 6, which is resolvable. Here's the 5. There's the 6. This is not a 1 or a 5. These cells are a 5 and a 6. So this is 5, that is a 6. Now this is a 9, this is a 2, this is a 1, that's a 5. Which gives you the 2 and the 5 perfectly disambiguated. This now is not a 5, it is a 2. This must be a 1. This must be a 5. This must be a 1. That must be a 9, which gives you the 3 and the 9. We need a 2, which must go there. We need an 8, which must go here. And lastly, we need a 3 in the corner, the final digit of the puzzle. 3 in the corner with a beautiful snowflake emoji, 26 minutes and 25 seconds. What a joy of a puzzle that was by Pwinn. 43 solvers just in 21 days. This puzzle needs to become more popular. It is an absolute beauty, an absolute beauty. The way that these irregular regions work and come together to give you this information in the middle with just the crappy dots, you're able to work solving this box first and working out with really no given digits, just this logic. It's a very, very cool construction, and well done to Pwinn. And that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.